Hello and welcome. So, I just went to the Harry Potter store in New York that opened a few months ago, and it was pretty cool. I know a bunch of you saw already that I went there about a month ago because I posted on Instagram, and I just now got the time to sit down, go through the footage, and edit something together. I know a lot of you might not get the chance to come to the US, go to this store, especially with COVID, so I filmed as much as I could to give you guys the experience for those that can't go, or give a review for those who can go and want to see if it's worth it. I of course filmed my trip to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which was actually my face reveal, and you guys seem to love that, so I'm going to try to do the same thing here. The original intent was to make this a vlog like the face reveal, but when I got there that just seemed impossible with me wearing a mask so you couldn't see what I was saying very well, and with so many people around me in such a small space, it just didn't seem possible. So while I was there, I said I'm just going to do a voiceover and film as much as I can. I'll show you everything I captured, and I'll even explain the 2 virtual reality experiences you can do. Unfortunately, I was not allowed to have a camera or a phone in that part, so I'll just explain it as best I can. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I feel like the first thing I have to talk about is the attention to detail this store has. It is absolutely incredible. The first thing you see when you walk in is this life-size fox statue flying over you. Then as you move in, you see the focal point of the store, which is the giant statue that's outside Dumbledore's office. And just like in the movie, the statue commands over a spiral staircase that takes you down to the bottom floor. The stones holding the statue up also have all of these amazing Dumbledore quotes, and what I really appreciate about this is it's not just quotes from the movies, but the books too. Quotes that never actually made it into the films, like his famous sock line, "One can never have enough socks." There's also the classic line from the 3rd film,
"Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light."
There are then so many little things to spot and find as you walk through the store, like Neville's Mimbulus Mimbletonia, the wallpaper in one room that had the Black family tree on it.
This is the Black family tree, my deranged cousin.
A giant time turner hanging from the ceiling.
This is a time turner, Harry.
You mean we've gone back in time?
Yes.
The basilisk hanging from the ceiling.
It is said to be the home of a monster.
You can find wanted posters from the movies scattered throughout the store.
I recognize them from the wanted posters.
There's the tree that was outside the Lovegoods house. There's a room dedicated to Honeyduke's candy shop.
Honeyduke's sweet shop is brilliant.
There's the Dursley's fireplace with the letters shooting out of it. You can find all different brooms like the Firebolt, the Nimbus 2001s, and right next to that is the Sword of Gryffindor.
It'd take a true Gryffindor to pull that out of the hat.
On the shelf, they have Luna's lion hat.
Hello, everyone.
And they have a display case for Tom Riddle's diary as well as Slytherin's locket. There's a whole section up top dedicated to the greenhouse, which is also featuring Aragog. There's the golden egg from the Triwizard Tournament.
Who wants me to open it?
There's the Whomping Willow.
Not to mention the damage you inflicted on a Whomping Willow that's been on these grounds since before you were born.
Honestly, Professor Snape, I think it did more damage to us.
They also made this amazing archway made out of books. Looking at even more detail that they added, there's one section that has the Marauder's map as the floor.
I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
And they even made the bathroom special by making it have the same bricks that the Ministry of Magic has. Even the bags you get when you buy something are cool, having a Daily Prophet article on it. If you're wondering what I got a Gryffindor scarf, a Gryffindor beanie, and Bertie Bott's every flavor beans. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention how detailed the elevator was. It was designed to be the Minister of Magic's fireplace that we saw Fudge and Scrimgeour use in the 6th book when they visited the Muggle Prime Minister. Another detail the store added that wasn't in the film, but only in the books. And if you look on top of the elevator, they put all of these pictures of previous ministers. It said not to press the button, but I did it anyway because I was curious and because I wanted to film it and show you guys if it was cool. And it turned out to be really cool. When it opens, the inside has green fire, which is of course what happens when you use flue powder in a fireplace to travel. So when you travel in the elevator, it's like you're using flue powder. There is an endless number of wands around the store. You can find just about any character's wand you want. And they have this really cool pensive display that has the main character's wands around it. And when you touch each wand, it gives you details on that character's wand type. They also have cool things you can interact with, like a life-size Hagrid. In front of him, you can stand in his massive shoes to compare your feet to the half-giants. It also has a measuring tape next to him, so you can see how tall he is and how tall you are, and you can see what it's like to stand next to him. It's pretty intimidating. He is gigantic. They also have the phone booth that takes you down to the Ministry of Magic, which was pretty sweet. It's not as good as the one in Universal though. It doesn't talk to you, and you can't type in magic. The butterbeer section of the store is absolutely insane. They put so much detail and hard work into this room, and it paid off. You can of course get your own butterbeer too, and it's pretty good. And now that brings us to the virtual reality. I'm gonna try my best to explain this experience to you. The first one I did was called Wizards Take Flight. This one was crazy. You sit on a broom and have sensors on your hands, and for the first 2 minutes, you're free to fly around Hogwarts Castle. If you turn the broom in real life, you turn in the VR. They also had fans that blow on you, so the wind is coming at you as you fly. You could go up, down, left, right, whatever you wanted, and I think it's as close to flying a broom at Hogwarts as you can get. There are cool rides at Universal, but you don't control your movements like you do here, and honestly, I think that makes this VR superior. For the New York one, it literally felt like you were flying through Hogwarts. I honestly forgot I was in a virtual reality setting. Because I could do whatever I wanted, I flew through the Quidditch pitch, then tried to do the same path that Buckbeak and Harry did in the third film, and it was so cool. My friend Liam had a malfunctioning wand though, so we had to start over, and I'm so glad that we did, because I had another 2 minutes of just flying through the Hogwarts grounds doing whatever I wanted. And the second time around, I ran into the Whomping Willow, and I did not know it would actually hit me. The broom started to vibrate really violently and I spun off course. It felt so real. Then the real action begins when Dobby lands on your broom and is standing nose to nose with you. He tells you that Death Eaters are loose and you have to help Hagrid in London, so he disapparates you to Nocturne Alley. From there, you're given your wand and you follow Hagrid on his motorbike. Then, once you get to the part of London where the Order flew over in the 5th film, all of these Death Eaters come after you and you fly and wave your wand trying to hit the Death Eaters. I was taking those Death Eaters down, blasting the heck out of them. And one of the coolest parts is that it was raining, and if you go through a cloud, you get soaked because they spray you. Just like when we were flying over Hogwarts, you have free reign to do whatever you want. If you crash, you crash. If you're a beast at flying like me, you have a wild ride. As for the second VR, it was called Chaos at Hogwarts. It wasn't as cool as the first, but it was still pretty cool. For this one, you have sensors on not only your hands, but your feet and your back as well. You can also see everybody else in your group in the VR experience, and you actually walk and move around instead of just sitting like the last one. You follow Dobby and walk through Hogwarts. You go on the moving stairs, you enter the Slytherin common room, you enter the Great Hall, and you end up going into a fireplace to go through the Floo network. The premise for this VR is kinda weird. Dobby for some reason has Newt's suitcase and a bunch of creatures get out. While you're in the Slytherin common room, you have to round up the pixies, and when you wave your wand, the pixies freeze in the air just like when Hermione did it in the second movie. Then you see a Niffler escape and you have to use the Wingardium Leviosa spell to catch it. Things take a drastic turn when the Hungarian Horntail breaks through the Great Hall and starts destroying everything. They even made the dragon have a smell that they pumped into the room, and it reeked, but it made it feel very real. Eventually, the dragon escapes out of the window, and Dobby accidentally sends you away, leaving him to deal with the mess he made, and you arrive back where you started. So there you go, a full breakdown of the Harry Potter store in New York. If you're able to go, I would highly recommend it, especially for the VR. I hope you guys enjoyed this little review, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can follow me on Instagram to see more of my personal life, like my cute dog Loki, and some behind the scenes movie flame stuff. I also do similar content on TikTok and Twitter that I do here on this channel, so if you like what I do here, check them out. All the handles are right below me, and links are in the description. Over here are my wonderful patrons. If you want to be featured on the next video, plus get a few other perks, become a patron today. As always, if you liked the video, hit that like button and subscribe, and look out for more great Movie Flame videos on the way.